Hello everyone. Today we want to present the material. The topic is why don't baby talk like adult? This material will be presented by Group 2. The first member of Group 2 is Arnon C. Putriwonga. The second is Alexa Astria Menina Ola. Me myself, Maria Yolanda Windariti. And the last one is Maria Stefania Inatokan. Now we're going to the part 1. Why don't babies talk like adult? Will be presented by my friends Arnon C. Putriwonga.
Many people assume children learn to talk by copying what they hear. In other words, they listen to the words adults use and the situation in which they use them and imitate accordingly. Behaviorism, the scientific approach that dominated American cognitive science for the first half of the 20th century, made exactly this argument. However, this copycat theory can explain why toddlers are as conversational as adults. After all, you never hear literate adults express themselves in one word sentence like badal or dagal. In fact, it's easy for scientists to show that a copycat theory of language acquisition can explain children's first words. What is hard for them to do is to explain these first words and how they fit into the language acquisition pattern.
Over the past half century, scientists have settled on two reasonable possibilities. The first of these is called the mental developmental hypothesis. It states that 1-year-olds speak in baby talk because their immature brains can't handle adult speech. Children don't learn to walk until their bodies are ready. Likewise, they don't speak multi-word sentence or use word endings and function words, or mommy opened the box before their brains are ready. The second is called the stage of language hypothesis, which states that the stage of progress in child speech are necessary stage in language development. The difference between these theories is this: under the mental development hypothesis, language learning should depend on the child's age and level of mental development when he or she started learning a language. Under the stage of language hypothesis, however, it should not depend on such partners but only on the completion of previous stage.
In 2007, research at Harvard University who were studying the two theories found a clever way to test them. More than 20,000 internationally adopted children enter the US each year. Many of them no longer heard their birth language after they arrive, and they must learn English more or less the same way infants do. That is by listening and by trial and error. International adopts don't take class or use a dictionary when they are learning their new tongue, and most of them don't have a well-developed first language. All of these factors make them an ideal population in which to test this competing hypothesis about how language is learned. Neuroscientists Jess Snedeker, Joy Jaron, and Carissa Safto studied the language development of 27 children adopted from China between the age of 2 and 5 years. These children began learning English at an older age than US native and had more mature brains with which to tackle the task. Even so, just a with American-born infant, their first English sentence consisted of single words and were largely based on function words, word ending, and verbs. The adopts then went through the same stage as typical American-born children, albeit at a faster clip.
This finding that having more mature brains did not help the adults avoid the toddler talk stage suggests that babies speak in baby talk not because they have baby brains, but because they have only just started learning and need time to gain enough vocabulary to be able to expand their conversation. Before long, the one word stage will give way to the two word stage and so on. Learning how to chat like an adult is a gradual process. But this potential answer also raises an even older and more difficult question. Adult immigrants who learn a second language rarely achieve the same proficiency in a foreign language as the afraid child raised as a native speaker. Researchers have long suspected there is a critical period for language development, after which it cannot proceed with full success to fluency. Yet we still do not understand this critical period or know why it ends.
Now we move to the second part, question and answer section.
Question 1 through 4. Do the following statements agree with the claims of the written in reading passage? Right. Number 1. Yes. If the statement agrees with the claims of the readers. Because people are extremely amused when they see a baby child like an adult. Number 2. Yes. If the statement contradicts the claims of the reader. Because behaviorists of the early 20th century agreed that children learn to speak by copying adults. Number 3. Not given. If it is possible to say what the readers think about this. Because children have more conversations with adults than with other children. Number 4. Not. Because scientists have found it easy to work out why babies use one-word sentences.
Question number 5 until 9. Complete the summary using the list of words and perhaps A until H below. 2 theories about baby talk. According to the writer, there are two main theories related to baby talk. One states that a young child brain needs 13, number 5 answer is C, time, to master language in the same way that it does to master other abilities such as 31, answer number 6 B, physical movement. The second theory states that a child's 32, answer number 7 is A, vocabulary level is the key factor. According to this theory, some key steps have to occur in a logical sequence before 33. Answer number 8, F, sentence formation occurs. Children's 34. Answer number 9, E, mathematical knowledge develop in the same way.
For question 10 to 14, the question for number 10, what is the writer's main purpose in the seventh paragraph? The answer is A, to give reasons why adopt children were used in the study. The question for number 11, Snedeker, Jaron, and Safto based their study on children who? The answer is C, who were learning English at a later age than US children. The question for number 12, what aspect of the adopt children's language development is different from that of US-born children? The answer is C, the rate at which they acquire language. The question for number 13, what did the Harvard findings show? The answer is B, language learning takes place in order step. The question for number 14, and this is the last question, when the writer says critical period, he means a period when? The answer is D, language learning takes place effectively.
Do you agree that there is a critical period for learning language? When do you think this might end? I think the statement or question regarding this critical period, I do not agree, because the definition of a critical period is a definite period of time during which certain experience can have long-term consequence in development. In simple terms, the critical period is the period when learning is easy to do, and after the critical period passes, learning becomes something difficult. Even impossible critical periods should not be applied to education in language learning because this can hinder the development of a child who wants to learn a language. Number 2, what do you think is the best way for an adult to learn another language? The best way for adults to learn another language is: first, adults can learn on their own. Second, adults can learn through their life experience. Third, adults can learn because their awareness and needs. And last, keep practicing in order to get satisfactory result.
So that is the end of our group presentation. Thank you for watching. Bye bye. So that is all our group presentation. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.